All right, friends, we're back on Corbett Report Radio on this Thursday night edition of the broadcast, and we've been talking to James Evan Pilato of foodworldorder.com, and we've gotten through the main bunch of posts there on the front page of foodworldorder.com, so if you want to go and follow along at home, you can always do so at foodworldorder.com. But let's get to the final little blast of information here in the Binge and Purge. What have we got up for that?
Well, again, James, I suppose this is kind of a skinny binge and purge, if you will. As again, I was coming off of a little bit of vacation and then came back and immediately quit smoking. So in a way, my whole kind of routine has been a little difficult. I'm still, doing my thing and getting my show together, and I'll be live on the air tomorrow. But it's hard. It's hard, in a way, to kind of lose myself in it, because then I just think, oh, I need a break. Oh, I should, again. I ask folks to kind of bear with me. I'm so thankful I've been able to kind of pull together the handful of folks who help keep all the sites in the Media Monarchy Kingdom pretty much up to date every single day. And again, if you go to the flagship site, MediaMonarchy.com, you'll see all the links to all the other sites that I run, whether you love music and movies or computers or technology or the occult or any of those things. I hopefully you'll find something there. So it is a thin binge and purge, James, where the majority of the posts are actually, I have been leaning pretty heavily on BrassCheckTV.com. So videos about, you can get the full film of War on Health, the FDA's Cult of Tyranny. There's a piece on Agenda 21 for Dummies, the dangers of trans fats, the hazards of bleached flour, and even a note, again, with the weather wars, levees.org. They have a new app, a new iPhone app, bringing the real story about New Orleans' levee failure disaster of 2005 right to the palm of your hand. However, the main top part of the binge and purge that I want to read into briefly here, because it's another positive note, I think, coming from the Boston Herald, but it's Dateline, Sacramento, California. Battle over genetically engineered food heading to voters. A fight over genetically engineered foods have been heating up in the nation's grocery aisles. Now it's headed for the ballot box. Proposition 37 promises to set up big money battle pitting natural food businesses and activists against multinational companies including Pepsi, Coke, and Kellogg. Backers and opponents have already raised nearly $4 million combined for campaigns to sway voters, an amount that's likely to swell into the tens of millions of dollars as the November election approaches. So basically, voters will soon decide whether to make California the first state in the country to require labels on products such as sweet corn whose genes have been altered to make them resistant to pests. So-called GMO foods, James, those made from genetically modified organisms, have been declared safe by U.S. regulators. But concern persists about the unforeseen consequences of this laboratory tinkering on human health and the environment. I don't know. What do the prediction models say, James?
Right. No. I just did a video for the Eye Opener report on the FDA and First Amendment and free speech and all of this, and this ties into that with the FDA. Should they mandate what companies have to say about their products or can't say? Well, if there's any case where this should apply, it would be something like genetically engineered foods. But of course, there's been such a reverse lobby trying to get this stricken down that it's very interesting to watch this play out. Especially because Big Tobacco just had their own little fight over the warning labels, and the judge ruled that it was their free speech. They don't have to put warning labels on their packets. So we'll see if they'll also strike down this along similar grounds. But once again, people should stop relying on the government to tell them and start relying on their own resources. And what's that GMO site we always refer people to?
non-GMOproject.org.
Okay, yes. I hope people go there and start doing the research for yourselves and start your own boycott. Don't wait for the FDA to do it for you. Anyway, that's all the time for tonight. So, James, thanks again for your time and help.
I appreciate it so much, man. I thank you.
And I thank all the listeners out there who make all of this possible. Once again, our sites are corbettreport.com, and James's site, foodworldorder.com, will take you to the rest of his websites. On that note, we're out. Have a good night.